Hi everybody, this is Sabrina. Okay, last night should have been night nugget night, but what it is that I want to show you, I need the daylight in order to do that. So here we are with a morning morsel. How about that? Anyway, I just want to talk to you about seasons and about things that go on in seasons and things that happen prior to that season of fruitfulness and all of that. So first thing I want to do is I want to show you something. Do you see this? It's 40-something degrees outside, and all summer long and all spring long and all fall, when the weather seems right for blooming, this little bush sits here and it does nothing but sit here. It looks like there's not anything going on. There was actually a time that I was going to tell Marcelino, cut it down and let's put something there that will bloom. Something there that will look pretty like the other flowers, right? But then what happened? The first year that we were here in this house, nothing happened. It was just an ugly bush sitting here, doing nothing. And then all of a sudden, the second winter, one day we pulled up and all of a sudden we were like, what is that that's going on in the bush? And we looked, and this is what was going on. And I'm going to tell you, the first year there were just a few buds and a few flowers, or the second winter, there were just a few buds and there were just a few flowers. But this year, look at what is going on. The bush is full of buds, and they're going to come in. And they're going to come in, these buds on this tree, at different times, because you see different times of growth. Do you see that? One right there has already come in, and it is gorgeous when it is full. It's amazing, right? And then I tell you, it's winter here. It's cold here. If you look at the other trees, if you look at the other bushes, their leaves are gone off. They're just kind of like dried up. They're kind of shriveled over. But you know what I realize? Even though they're dried up and shriveled over, there's something going on. Because you will never bear the fruit that you're supposed to bear in your season if whenever it's not your season, you're not doing something. You will never bloom and grow during your season if out of your season you're not doing something. This bush here, these bushes that we have in front of our house, even though before, when we first got here, we didn't see what they were doing. We didn't see their fruit. We didn't see their worth. But underneath the ground, within their root system, within their limbs, within what we thought was just a bunch of leaves just doing nothing, there was something going on. Something was happening. It may not be your season right now to bear fruit or to bloom, but please tell me, what are you doing in preparation for that season? What is it that you're doing to bring that season about? If you're supposed to be preaching, are you studying? Are you lending yourself to the Word? Are you going to school? Are you spending time with God in prayer and fasting? Or are you just sitting there on the side of the road waiting on someone to come along and discover you? If what you're supposed to do is to sing, if what you're supposed to do is to write, if what you're supposed to do is to be a nurse, if what you're supposed to do is to be a missionary, tell me, what is it that you're supposed to be doing, and what are you doing right now to prepare yourself for that season? If you're doing nothing, guess what? Whenever your season comes, whenever it's time for your flowers to bloom, whenever it's time for fruit to come forth, it's not going to happen. Because you've done nothing in preparation. You know, so often we sit around and we wait for that moment, for that great moment. But I believe that that great moment comes over a series of several moments as we diligently prepare ourselves, as we diligently allow God to prepare ourselves, as we make wise decisions today so that tomorrow can be better than today. As we do those things, then we're preparing ourselves for better fruit, for greater fruit, for when our season comes. Don't grow weary in well-doing. Don't grow weary because what's before you seems like a mountain that's too high for you to climb. Can I remind you that God didn't tell you to climb the mountain? He said to speak to the mountain. Ouch again. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of getting beat up on this side. This is kind of painful. So I'm getting ready to close out before I start crying in front of everybody and start confessing my stuff. And to be honest, all of you can't handle my stuff. Can't handle the truth. So I just keep on giving you the happy face and giving you the word that God has given to me. Be in preparation for your season. Don't sit around and wait. Just like that bush that I showed you at the beginning. The first year, It did nothing that we saw, but something was going on underneath the ground. God was at work. And you know what? The bush had to lend itself, had to submit itself to what God was doing. Ouch again. So this is Sabrina, not a night nugget because it's obviously daytime. This is your morning morsel. Have a great day. Get ready for your season. Whether it's this week, this month, this year, next year, 10 years, it doesn't worry. God said that just don't faint. Don't grow weary in well-doing. Write the vision. Make it plain. Run with it. Don't run ahead of it. That's enough for me today. See you later.